On Saturday night, hundreds of people marched down Shoreditch and gathered at the Serial Killer Cafe to protest against gentrification in East London.
It was a busy Saturday, as every other Saturday is here. About 8-9 o'clock, we hear this commotion outside. There was about 15 customers in here, women, children, families. We were surrounded by about 200 people, torches, pigs' heads on, David Cameron masks, throwing paint at the wall, paint, cereal, Tesco brand cereal. Wrote scum on the wall, basically banging the torches on the front of the glass. One of them ran inside, just intimidating, terrifying all the customers. Throwing smoke grenades, put all the customers downstairs, kept them all safe. We had to barricade the door because they were trying to come inside. We had customers downstairs, they were terrified. They're saying that we're basically the poster boys for the reason this area has been, price is going up, which isn't the case. We're a small business. It lasted for about 15 minutes. Yeah, it was terrifying.
We're here tonight to catch up with a group of young people who live in Brick Lane to find out about their views on the protest and what they think about the events.
I just don't think that people should be targeted for having a good idea that worked and putting their necks on the line and all their money into something that was successful and then throwing paint at their windows and being violent. That's not gonna... Literally every single place next to there, every cafe, every frozen yogurt shop, every cat cafe, oh god, did the same thing. So
you have cereal from all over the world. They created their own combos. They have a concept. It's not like they're just reselling whatever Tesco is selling down the road. But Tesco is the corporate one.
I wouldn't target big chains or independent business. Who's the people putting legislation in to allow what's happening to happen? You need to address the issue from the core, not from the symptoms.
I mean, if they open a successful business, it's because there's demand for it, right? If no one went in that shop, they wouldn't be there. They wouldn't be making money. So if there's a demand for it, why should we have legislation to stop them from opening their quirky, great shop that we love?
It's about people losing their homes after years and years of living in areas. Suddenly, rather than paying £400 a month, you've been asked to pay £800 a month or leave because your area has suddenly become hip. That's what gentrification is about. It's not about a cereal cafe.
If there's demand for it, then great on you. You've made a great investment. No?
imagine if you've been living somewhere for generations, your kids go to school in that area, your relatives that provide childcare or have lived there all their life and they're elderly, they live there, and then suddenly we contribute to the rising prices, and then suddenly there's a woman with her elderly mother and her 7-year-old in the local school, and then they all have to move and change area because we bought cereal.
An area was run down. You invest your time and energy in that community to improve your circumstances and the circumstances of your neighborhood and your community. And as soon as you do that, you get kicked out of it because you can't afford it anymore.
Do you understand the message of the fuck parade? You know, and I agree with a lot of their points.
They've done themselves a disservice because I do too.
Yeah.
But now I'm completely remove myself from it because the way they put their message across.
And that's the problem. You have a bunch of activists out there. They have no clue what they're talking about. Then when politicians go and talk about activism and what's happening in the streets, the first thing they're going to look at is what happened outside the Serial Killer Cafe.
But me living here right now, I think the two halves, effectively, of the street are great. We've got this vibrant, new, hipster thing. Lots of young people starting new concepts and new ideas, which is great. I think that's a great thing to have in a city. It's inspiring to be around. Then at the same time, we do still have the area of Brick Lane with the restaurants, which is fantastic, and people still come here for that. There's a Jewish community that used to be here, then that evolved into this community, and now it's evolving again. As long as it remains vibrant and it has character and there's stuff to do.